Might we stand as we receive the family? May be seated. Today, we come to remember the life of Mr. William Carlo Parham Jr. We will follow the program as outlined by the family. At this time, we'll have a musical selection entitled Jehovah God is My Shepherd. Then I will come with words of encouragement.
Jehovah God is my shepherd. I follow where he will lead. He knows my hopes and my heart's desire. He knows what I truly need. To watered pastures he leads me, to places secure and blessed, and he guides me always with loyal love, to where I find peace and rest. He guides me always with loyal love, to where I find peace and rest. Refreshing are all your pathways, the ways of your righteousness. Let me stray from walking in valleys deep in the shadows, assured by your staff and rod. I will fear no danger unless come, for you are my friend and God. I fear no danger of lasting love, for you are my friend and God. Jehovah, you are my shepherd. I follow where you will lead. You strengthen me and you give me rest. You give all I truly need. As you most surely are living, so sure is my hope in you. May your loyal love and your care for me pursue me my whole life through. Your loyal love and your care for me pursue
To this family, to the many friends that are here today, we know that it's a tough day. And we definitely pray God's blessings upon each and every one of you to get you through this. Remembering his journey. On Thursday morning of November 25th, 2021, our hearts were saddened by the death of our loved one, Mr. William Carlo Parham Jr. William, affectionately known as Little William, Bill, Willie Will, or Short Fuse, was born March 14, 1975 in Petersburg, Virginia, to William C. and Carolyn Dahl Parham Sr. He was the grandson of the late Harvey and Virginia Parham Sr. and Alice and John H. Madison Sr. William was a warm and caring person. He loved his family dearly, especially his daughter Keene and his brother Michael. There was nothing he wouldn't do for his family or close friends if possible. William loved watching football and basketball. His favorite team were the Green Bay Packers and the Los Angeles Lakers. William's favorite colors were green and gold and purple and gold. He attended the Petersburg public school system. He was employed doing paving and construction. He was employed at Hopewell and Ashland Nursing and Rehabilitation Centers. William leaves to cherish his memory. His parents, William C. Parham Sr. of Petersburg, and Carolyn Dahl and Jeffrey A. Nickerson of Prince George. One daughter, Keene Z. Parham of Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. One brother, Michael T. Parham of Richmond, Virginia. And sister, Brittany Seals Nickerson of Lima, Ohio. Nephews, Matthew and Jeremiah Seals, both of Lima. A close and caring friend, Jasmine Green of Hopewell. 6 aunts, Pearl M. White, Evelyn Reese and Milton, both of Petersburg. Evelyn Klug Kent of Dale City, Virginia. Esterline Stark of New York, New York. Vernell Flanders of North Carolina. And Marie Tyler of Chester, Virginia. 3 uncles, Wayne Parham and Kathy, and Wendell Parham and Laretha, all of Petersburg. And Thomas Parham of Richmond, Virginia. 1 great aunt, Bernice Fields Ned of Colonial Heights, Virginia. Many close cousins and friends, to include Robert Jefferson III, Wendell Parham Jr., Jonathan Parham, Rashana Parham, Linda Parham, Barbara Peak and Kevin, Shalaby Hill, Tori Allen, Corey Walker, Tremaine Jones, Kevin Jones, Michael Jones, Lee Harris, James Harris, Eric Parham, Chris Parham, Stephanie Mason, and Markel Williams, Leon Parham, and Jonna Reeves and Kevin. Today, we come to honor the life of Brother William Carlo Parham Jr. As just stated, he was known to some as Little William, Bill, Willie Will, and Short Fuse. I asked his mama, why do they call him Short Fuse? I would just like to take a few minutes to encourage the family on this day. If I could, I just want to speak a few moments about love. In the book of Matthew, the 22nd chapter, the 36th through the 39th verse, you will find these words. Master, which is the great commandments in the law? Jesus said unto him, thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind. This is the first and great commandment. And the second is like unto you, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. A few nights ago, when I found out that I would be standing here, I made a request to meet with Sister Dahl and Jeffrey Nickerson. I wanted to learn more about William. I will tell you that they both made me feel at home and welcome. We conversed about William, how he loved his family, how he loved his daughter Keening. He was tight with his brother Mike. When it came to sports like football, they were a house divided because William had a love for Green Bay. Mike had a love for the Redskin team or that team that don't have a name. Jeffrey was a fan of the New York Jets, excuse me. And of course, here I come walking in the house with my Carolina Panther hat on. A house divided. One of the things that I immediately learned about the family is that they loved each other. They, like me, never meets a stranger. I truly felt the love from the time I walked in the house until the time I left. They are truly my kind of folks, my kind of people. They truly have a love for people. I was about to go back just to sit down and eat dinner with them because they made me feel so at home. I want to just talk about love. Love is defined as an intense feeling of deep affection or a great interest or pleasure of something. In this particular parable that I read, Jesus was questioned by one of the Pharisees who happened to be a lawyer about what was the greatest commandment. It wasn't as if the Pharisees didn't know because he was well versed in the law, but he wanted to try to set Jesus up. But Jesus, not standing for any foolishness, let everyone that was in earshot know that you have to love the Lord thy God with all your heart, with your mind, and your soul. In order for us to have love in our heart, we have to first love the Lord. Jesus went on to let everyone that was in earshot know that not only do you have to have love for the Lord God, but yet you also have to love your neighbor as yourself. Who is your neighbor, you might ask? Look around you. It's your mother, it's your father, it's your sister, it's your brother, it's your cousin, it's your grandchild, it's your aunt, it's your uncle, it's your niece, it's your nephew, it's your friends, it's a stranger in the street, and even your enemy. Jesus is telling us that we have got to love everybody. I encourage you today to love each other, love your family, love your friends, and even love your enemies. Why? Because we have an obligation to love each other. We have been instructed to do so. This world would be so much of a better place if we learn to love more than we learn to hate. There's a song that I like, and the words of that song are very simple, but the meaning of those words are so strong. The song says, what the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just too little of. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for everyone. We don't need another mountain. There are mountains and hillsides enough to climb. There are oceans and rivers enough to cross, enough to last till the end of time. We don't need another meadow. There are cornfields and wheat fields enough to grow. There are sunbeams and moonbeams enough to shine. Oh, listen, Lord, if you want to know what the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just too little of. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for everyone. As we remember our brother, William Carlo Parham Jr., remember the love that he had for each of you in here. Remember the love that he had for his daughter, his parents, his siblings, and his friends. Always carry his memory and that same love that he had for you in your heart. And as you remember Brother William and what he meant to you, continue to love each other. And remember today that love truly will conquer all. At this time, we will have Brother Jeffrey Nickerson to come with the closing statement.
Love truly does conquer all. I learned this over my 20 years of having William in my life. Um, when I met Will, she's okay. Oh, there she is. When I met Will some 20 years ago, me and his mother, Daw, was working in Hopewell together. And me having just retired from the Army recently, I thought I was still Mr. Tough Guy until I ran across Bill. I, not knowing, instructed Bill. Now remember that, instructed Bill to get his mother's car inspected. To which William's reply, and all of y'all know Will, was, "What?" And that was when I realized that Will was a little tougher nut to crack. And time went on, and as me and Dog got closer and eventually married, me and Will was still okay. We were okay. Michael Troy was a little different, but me and Bill, that was a little tougher nut to crack. Until one day, he had brought Kenny over to the house. Kenny, being the little thing that she was, it came in the house and she was sweating like she had just played 6 quarters of basketball. So I asked Bill, I said, "Bill, why is Kenny sweating like that?" I noticed he was sweating like that also. Bill owned a 1988 Cadillac that only had one temperature, 120 degrees, summer, winter, fall. And this burgundy Cadillac, and he would chauffeur Kenny around in it, and Kenny would be dressed up in a coat and scarf and hat, and the car was 120 degrees. I know, I sat in it. So I just looked at the car, the roof was peeled, and I said, "Well, that's his car. I'm not gonna say nothing." Anyway, at the time, me and Carolyn, we had recently purchased a new Infiniti, and I started thinking, I said, "Well, maybe this might break the ice." I said, "Will, how you like to take our new Infiniti?" To which his reply was, "What?" I said, "We're not giving." I said, "We're not giving you anything. You're gonna have to pay for it." He's, "Oh, okay. From that time on, I said, "Oh, okay, that was all right. That's gonna be okay." And we started to grow closer. To which I still had to ask my wife, Doll, at the time. I said, "Mike and Bill ain't planning to rough me up, are they?" Because I had gotten older, and I don't think I could take both. I don't think I could take one of them. So I had said, "No." She said to me, she said, "No, Jeffrey, they love you." I was like, "Really?" Yeah, I had never been a stepfather, and I only had my daughter in my life for 3 years. So I wasn't versed in being a stepfather. But I became versed. And what made it easier was the boys were good boys. That just made it easier. They had a little rough exterior, but Bill was lovable as can be. He could be rough, he could give you that look, and it was just things I knew about him. I knew when he had his grumpy time, that meant, all right, Bill, I'll see you later. Or as well as when he was grumpy and in that mood, well, I had a remedy for that. I'm going to tell your mother. Doll will handle it. She will call him. Never said nothing that I stopped by to see him or anything. Uh, Everything was all right after that. And as time went on, we developed a relationship. I wasn't trying to replace his father because he has a good father who's a good person. I just want to fit in where I could get in. I I can ride the bench until he needs me to step in. I can step in, do my little thing, and go back out. And unfortunately, I got to learn of his dad recently, the past week, what a great guy he was, which made me realize that's why Will was the way he was, because his dad is a good guy, and he passed it on to his sons. Mhm. Now, o- on the road to love conquering all, there was only one person who didn't love Bill, and you've seen him up on the screen. That was Patch, my Dalmatian. That was a whole nother story. Uh, Kenny, as a little girl, Patch had adopted Kenny. Kenny adopted Patch. Bill had a habit of when he would come to pick up Kenny from our home, he would grab Kenny by the hood and bring her out, to which was not acceptable to the dog. It is definitely not acceptable. He says to me, he says, the dog don't like me. I said, well, maybe you need to let Kenny go out by herself and you don't grab her. Because that was the only Kenny of our other family pets. They all love Bill. Bill was a great guy. But something about Patch, Kenny, and Bill did not click. And up until the day that our dog Patch crossed the Rainbow Bridge, Patch didn't like Bill. And to this day, I was like, oh well, I'll just leave it alone. And Kenny was a gift to me, as I had one granddaughter at the time, and I think that brought us all together. It meshed us all together. It brought us together as a family. Kenny became part of my family also. Never hurts to have too much family. Never hurts to have too much. It never hurts to have too many people to love you. Never hurts. Kenny, I don't think there's nobody. Kenny had 10 grandparents. That yeah, she had a great grandparent, my mother, who just took her in. All right, and that was just off of us because I came from a family. We had our problems, but we still loved each other. As I can look out and see a packed chapel, everybody loved Bill, and I I can't fathom his demise in this manner. A lovable person who loved everybody. It's hard for you. It's hard for me. It's hard for my wife. It's hard for Bill. It's hard for Keeney. It's hard for us to fathom that a lovable person, something like this could happen to. And when you pray tonight, and when you think of William, keep it in your mind that love conquers all. Keep it in your mind that love conquers all. Don't let a day go by and not tell your loved ones that you love them. Not a day goes by and you let them know that. As for you, my friend, my son, and my brother, we will see each other again on God's golden shore. Amen. Thank you.
We want to thank Brother Nickerson for those beautiful words. At this time, we'll have another musical selection, One United People.
We watch the storm clouds gather. We've seen the signs before. The wind of persecution is no stranger to our door. We will face each test with courage, with Jehovah standing near, and no weapon formed against us will give any cause for fear. We are one united people, though we come from every land. We are standing firm together, for Jehovah makes us stand. For Jehovah makes us stand. We wait with calm assurance, for Jehovah the Most High, the God of our salvation, whose love will never die. He will never leave his people, and his spirit makes us strong. No war enemies won't break us. To Jehovah we belong. We are one united people, so we come from every land. We are standing firm together, for Jehovah makes us stand. We stand firm together, unafraid we face the crowd, and these hearts that beat within us, we have given to our God. We are one united people, though we come from every land. We are standing firm together, for Jehovah makes us stand. For Jehovah makes us stand.
At this time, I would just like to thank the family for allowing me just to say a few words on this afternoon. And I just hope that everyone remembers what was said. Love. And Jeffrey, I think, hit it out the park where he said, love conquers all. And I just want everyone to remember that as the morticians come forward. The internment will be at the Dinwiddie Memorial Park. We ask that if you're riding in the funeral procession, that you would turn on your headlights and your flashes and follow closely to the car in front of you. We ask that everyone stay in place until directed by the funeral home staff. Everybody stay in place until directed by the funeral home staff.